everybody. Happy Video Monday. Today I have my amazing friend and client, Melanie Moore. And I asked Melanie, hey, I'm going to film my video for this week. I'm actually staying with her right now while I'm in Toronto. And I said, I'm going to film my video. And I said, would you mind being in it? And she was like, totally cool. So what I asked her to do is to come up with a question and not to tell me what it was. So this is completely, off script, and Mel's just going to ask me something, and I'm going to give you I'm going to give Mel, and hopefully it will help you guys in some way, my feedback on this topic.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. So my question today is, I was formerly an athlete, and as you know, I've been just sidelined by knee issues. And so we've been working together for some years, and it's been extraordinarily helpful. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just turning the page in terms of an anti-inflammatory diet. And I just want to know how to get over the hump of, like, right now I'm starving. And I'm really craving my wheat. Like, that's I want to go and have a bagel and a piece of pizza right now. So how do you get over that hump?
So you're saying you're transitioning to a anti-inflammatory diet.
Yes.
I love this question. Yes. It's a great question. So a lot of people have different reasons. Some people go on an anti-inflammatory diet because of inflammation issues in their body. Other people have allergies, which will also cause inflammation. So for whatever the reason is, if you feel you want to transition to an anti-inflammatory based diet, basically, in terms of foods, you're focusing on whole foods because anything processed is usually going to create inflammation. Anything that you're allergic to is going to create inflammation. And an imbalance in your fatty acids, you guys. So if you're having way more omega-6 and 9 versus 3, that could cause inflammation. Mm-hmm. And in Mel's case, wheat and gluten for a lot of people will cause inflammation, whether they're allergic to it or not. Most people are allergic to the wheat products these days because they are so messed with in these factories, and the grain is not what it once was. Mm-hmm. Hundreds of years ago, so things have been hybridized. I find
myself craving it.
Of course,
so crazy craving it.
And wheat has been shown to affect certain centers in your brain that actually make you addicted to it. Yeah. Similarly, you guys, to caffeine. Yeah. So this completely makes sense. So when you are moving away from wheat, gluten, especially if you're moving away from all grains, this is a big source of carbohydrate for a lot of people. It's also a big source of their food in general.
Right.
So
what we were talking about last night is sometimes when I eat wheat, I feel so bloated from that I have this perception that I'm full. And so now that I'm transitioning away from that, I'm not able to capture that. Okay. With now I'm having more vegetables, which is a good thing. Yes. But I just don't have that feeling.
So the number one thing I will say to this, because I haven't really answered your question, the number one thing is, I would say, making sure you're getting enough healthy fats in your diet, because healthy fats are a really good source of calories, and they're also a great source of energy. And when you're cutting out a huge food group like grains or like wheat, you're going to feel that. So that will really help getting over the hump. I would recommend things like having, a whole, like a half of an avocado with whatever else you're having at lunch, or having some snacks like with nut butter and some veggies, or
just so you're satiated. Right?
Mel
satisfied.
Eats eggs, so you could make sure that you're getting a couple eggs in each day. So proteins, and certainly those healthy fats are going to help to, because you're going to have these moments where you're like, oh, like you said, I want pizza, I want, this happens for a lot of people as well when they're coming off of sugar. Right. So when
you just crave it.
Yes, and Yeah. And you don't necessarily have to do it forever, but I would say that when you're coming off of sugar or grains, or especially wheat, having like what I would call like healthy fats. Like there's a community that follows a high fat diet, and they call it like fat bombs.
Right.
And this is basically like a concentrated source of healthy fats, which will really be helpful for quelling cravings.
Right.
Another thing that can help is just every time you feel that urge, having a big glass of water. Often we are dehydrated and we think we're hungry.
Right.
But there is absolutely a withdrawal period that happens when we come off sugar.
How long does it last?
When we come off grains. I would say
like
you'll have to give it like at least, I would say it's going to be at least a week.
Okay.
But just remind yourself that this doesn't mean that you can't eat. There are lots of foods you can eat. Right. Avocados, nuts, seeds, all the veggies.
Yeah.
Certain gluten-free grains if you're having them.
I've been having fruits. Cherries and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So the number one thing I would say too is make sure you have lots of snacks on hand.
Right.
But in terms of coming off of these foods, we really have to mentally prepare for the withdrawal, because there is going to be that. I've given up chocolate at times, and I have for the first few days. So often we crave actually what's in our blood. So if you've eaten that in the last few days, there's still molecules of those
going around.
It's still going around, and so for especially those first 3 days, the cravings are going to want to.
It's very intense.
They can be very intense. So you have to be ready. You know they're coming. They're gonna come for sure. Yeah. Anything and that you're addicted to,
ride it out.
Yeah, and just trust or remind yourself that it's gonna pass. Take a brisk walk to distract yourself from the craving. The glass of water is good. Sometimes
I went to the gym today. Exactly. That's exactly what. Yeah, because at 11, because I was writing it down. 11 o'clock, I just felt like I was starving.
Right.
And then I went to the gym. I did my workout, and I was fine. And then I came back. I had my salad and a scoop of tuna, because I'll eat seafood too.
Okay.
And that did the trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So try water when this happens. Yeah. Apple cider vinegar has a very potent thing that can also fight cravings. Some people find that something mint. Like a mint tea. You've said that in the past that's been helpful. We've talked about that. A mint tea, or you can get this natural gum at the health food store now. That might work for you. Right. So you kind of have to figure out what things work for you. But the main thing is just being prepared for them and not giving up. So really just trusting that it won't be there forever, and really aligning with why you're doing it.
Right.
Really staying clear about your intention for why you're doing it. Maybe because you want to be pain-free again.
Right.
And really, really, really increase, I would say, especially while you're trying to get over this hump, the healthy fats.
Okay.
So whenever you feel that I'm hungry, have extra healthy fat, because that is going to be very satiating. I find personally, especially, it's the most satiating nutrient there is.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that
perfect?
Help?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Good question. Hope that also is relevant for some of you guys. Hope that this has helped you. Healthy fats will help fight cravings. Another 2 really top things, I would say, the cold glass of water with lemon or apple cider vinegar, and taking a brisk walk. Just get out of your head about it, and it will pass. You can do it. You can do it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. See
Bye.
you soon.